So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab our blankets. I got you guys all 2 blankets. You can just keep them stacked as they are. We're just going to sit up onto those, raising our seat up a little bit. So if you find that you sit cross-legged often and your low back hurts when you sit directly on the floor, then this is a good alternative because then your hips are a little higher up than the knees and it feels a little more level. So sit comfortably. If you can sit cross-legged, do so. If that's still not happening today, you can extend the legs out in front of you, but try to keep the feet flexed and active if you're doing it that way. So the new year has kind of already happened, but it's still kind of new, right? There's still new things happening for us in our lives, whether it be maybe New Year's resolutions that we're still trying to accomplish. For example, getting rid of bad habits, old bad habits, and also trying to create new, healthier habits in place of those bad habits. So a lot of people are doing that right now in January. So that's what we're going to focus on is concentration. So concentration is a great way to remove obstacles. And I find that a big obstacle for us are our bad habits, right? I mean, those bad habits come up and it's kind of an obstacle because it prevents us from growing. So, but it's also really difficult to take on new habits because we're so used to the old way that it's kind of hard to incorporate those new habits sometimes. So, we're going to focus on concentration because it'll help us kind of really harness in on what we want to accomplish. We're going to be able to focus more on what we want to accomplish, and then we'll be more likely to actually incorporate these new habits into our daily lives. So, first, we'll just start sitting comfortably, and we'll find our meditative seat. The palms will be face down on the knees or thighs, and the eyes will softly close, but they're not forced shut. So, first, just take a brief moment of silence. Now, as you've taken that moment of silence, there was likely some mind chatter. So, that's a great example of an obstacle that we have to overcome in yoga, especially. Mind chatter, monkey mind happens. And usually, that obstacle's accompaniment would be causing stress or anxiety, anxiousness. So, the best way to prevent this obstacle and its accompaniments is to focus on concentrating on the breath. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to focus on our breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Continue a few rounds on your own. And after your next exhalation, take another moment of silence. Notice if anything had changed after you focused on the breath. Did the mind chatter kind of subside a little? Maybe it wasn't so busy in the mind. Maybe things slowed down. And we'll let that go. Now we're just going to focus on our body scan. From head to toe, scan the body. And what physical sensations are you experiencing today? How about the mind now? Do a mental scan. How are you feeling this morning? And finally, observe the breath. How does it feel as it enters and exits the body. Does it feel shallow or forced? How is the breath? Practice becomes firmly grounded when well attended, for a long period of time, without break and with all earnestness. So the first qualification for the practice is that it should be done for a long time. Unfortunately, we just want the results immediately. But it also must be a continuous practice. And lastly, in all earnestness. This means with full attention, with the entire application of your mind, and with full faith in your achievement. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to really focus on using our breath to help move us through this practice. So it's going to be more of a vinyasa style flow if you're familiar, one breath per movement. We will have a few poses that we'll hold, but for the most part, we're going to focus only on our breath to keep things moving. That way we can remove the obstacle of the monkey mind and hopefully help calm the mind. But before we begin, with the eyes closed, come up with an intention, something for your practice, a goal, something you wish to achieve. Maybe that's simply creating this new healthy habit and making it stick. See your intention clearly. Then allow the eyes to softly open once again. And we'll start with a little neck stretch first before we move on. If the legs are getting tired, you can cross opposite leg on top now. And we'll start by reaching our right arm up, bending the arm and reaching for the left ear, tilting the right ear to the right shoulder. Ooh, I just got a pop in my neck. That felt good. Now we'll place the left hand onto the top of the left shoulder and just kind of encourage it to go down a little bit, opening the neck space a little more. And now when you're ready, you can extend the left arm out and then down to the floor, fingertips down to the floor. Eyes can be open or closed. Once again, focus on the breath. Observe the sensations that occur physically each time you inhale and each time you exhale. Perhaps you can feel the spaces of the neck more on an inhale and feel the tension melt away with your exhale. Take one more inhalation and full exhalation. And with the eyes either closed or gaze soft, gently return the head back to a neutral position, releasing the right arm down. Left arm reaches up now, and we'll hook the left fingertips to the right ear, tilting the head over to the left. Right hand can come onto the right shoulder to encourage that openness in the neck space. Keep the spine lengthened, and when you're ready, extend the right arm out and fingertips down. So today your challenge is every time the monkey mind occurs, busy thoughts arise, don't get carried away with them. Acknowledge the thought and be open to whatever comes next. Try to focus on the breath if the mental chatter becomes too much. One more breath in and out. Gently release the head back to neutral. And now we'll just do a few neck circles, drawing big circles with the nose. Take your time. Move slower than you think you should. If you're moving super slow, then you should only be about halfway through your circle right now. And as you move super slowly, imagine you're trying to stretch the nose to reach down when the chin's down and out towards the sides, drawing the circle as big as you possibly can, but as slow as you possibly can. And when the chin returns to the chest, switch directions with the circles. Next time the chin comes to the chest, you can bring the gaze back up, head at a neutral position. All right, and then once you've returned back to your neutral position, you can open the eyes. And now we can remove our blankets off to the side and prepare for our next few poses. So for our next few poses, we will need our strap, and we're all going to make our way up to stand. So you can take your time standing upright. So we're going to do what's called Gomukasana Arms today. This is great for the shoulders. It's a great stretch for the upper arms. But instead of sitting, we're going to be standing. So we'll keep our feet about hips width distance apart, outer edges parallel, and feel the feet root to the earth. So you're not just standing. It's almost like you're on memory foam. You're sinking into the earth a little bit. You feel the toes sink down, the balls of the feet sink down, heels. Now we're going to place the strap into the right hand, and we'll bend the right arm behind the back, sending the strap and hand behind the back. Then we'll swing the left arm behind the back to reach a hold of the opposite end of the strap. Now, some of you might even be able to grab the fingertips. That's fine. You don't even need to use a strap if you can reach the fingertips. But some of us aren't quite that flexible. So try to inch the fingers a little closer towards each other when you get there. And if you feel your spine kind of rounding forward or you're starting to look down a little bit, try to look up a little bit, opening the heart, opening the arms. Very good. And keep the feet rooting down, kneecaps lifting. Yeah, quads active. Once again, come back to that breath. Eyes can be open or closed. If you have your eyes closed, you may notice it's a little bit of a balancing act. That's normal. One more round of breath in and out. Softly open the eyes if they're closed, and then release the arms. Might even have to shake it out a little bit, and we'll switch sides. So, left hand has the strap now. We'll reach the arm up, and then bend the arm, placing the arm behind the back. Right arm swings behind, reaching a hold of the strap, and fingertips can kind of inch their way a little closer. Maybe you can even grab a hold of the fingertips. Once again, make sure that the feet are rooted. Good. And now the spine's lengthened, so we're not rounding. We're looking forward and up, keeping the chin away from the chest. This is a great thing to remember in photos, too. If you ever have to take a picture, try and remember to stick your chin out and up, finding that length. Takes away the double chin if you get those. Inhale. Exhale. Find a nice steady rhythm with the breath. One more round in. And exhale, gently release. You can set the strap onto the floor for a moment. We're just going to swing the arms around, give them a little break. I kind of like to cross them in front of me, back and forth. I find this feels good. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of an arm exercise, and then we'll do some more shoulder openers. So it may seem kind of silly, but I promise you it's going to definitely work out your arms. We're just going to flap like a bird, simply like this. Reach the arms out, reach the fingertips out, nice straight arms, and start just flapping as fast as you want, as slow as you want. Try to make it kind of small. Yeah. We're going to keep doing this for a few more breaths. You may feel the arms get tired. If they're not getting tired, try to reach with the fingertips. Nice straight arms. Now we're going to do this kind of nice breath in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, out. Good. Okay, now we're going to do some little circles with the arms. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Now try to keep your feet steady, rooted, legs rooted. You may even have to widen out the feet if you're feeling a little wobbly. All right, other direction. Okay, now make them really big. Keep going for 3, 2, 1. Okay, let the arms relax. And now we're just going to actually fold forward. Let the arms hang. They should feel kind of tired, maybe not super tired, but you should feel them awakened now. And as you fold forward here, it's okay if the legs bend a little. But really what I want you to do is let the arms be so heavy, like they're lifeless. Now we're going to do these kind of circles through our forward fold and making our way up to stand, but we're going to keep the arms dangling like this. So on an inhale, we're just going to kind of roll up towards the right, rising upright. Keep the arms heavy as you rise all the way up to stand. And then you roll over towards the left, still keeping the arms heavy. If you keep the arms heavy throughout these circles, you should even feel a little bit of a neck stretch too if you want to start incorporating the neck by gazing up, drawing a circle with the gaze now. And the next time you fold forward at center, you can switch directions with those circles, so you're rising to the left and falling to the right. See if you can let the arms be even heavier. Let the head and neck release even more. And as you rise up, even try to root the opposite foot down as you rise, feeling that nice side body stretch. And next time you fold forward at center, stay there, letting the arms hang, maybe bending the legs if needed. And we'll bring the fingertips to the floor or shins. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half lift. Crown of the head reaches forward, feet root down, sit bones reach back. Keep breathing. We'll stay here for a couple breaths. If it's uncomfortable, straighten the legs. Bring your hands higher to either the shins or blocks. Exhale, fold forward, head and neck release. Bend the legs if needed. If your strap is near the foot, grab it now with your hand. And on an inhale, we'll rise up to stand. All right, so now we're going to do some of the shoulder openers I was mentioning. If you have rotator cuff issues, just make sure you take this with a grain of salt. The wider your arms are away from each other, the easier this will be. And the closer you bring your hands together, the more challenging this will be. So what we'll do is we'll bring our feet hips width distance apart or wider if you want. It really doesn't matter. You want to make sure you have a firm foundation so you're not wobbly or trying to find balance. Then we'll reach the arms out in front of us, arms straight, and kind of pull the strap in a way where it's like kind of trying to pull the strap apart, like a tug of war rope. Yeah. You should already feel the backs of the shoulders kind of spread open when you do that. Then we'll reach the arms up. And now here's where you're going to have to tell if you have to open the hands out a little wider, because we're going to keep the arms straight as we bring the arms behind the back. So you may have to open the hands out a little wider. Yeah, next inhale, we'll reach it up. Exhale, out in front of us. Inhale up. Exhale behind. Keep going. Find your own rhythm, your own pace. Again, we're moving with our breath, so keep moving with the breath, no matter the rhythm. And if it begins to get a little bit easier, maybe next time your hands are in front of you, you try bringing the hands a little closer to each other, seeing if maybe you can still do this pose with the hands closer. If it's not happening, you can always slide the hands apart. And as you do this, once again, come back to your intention. So maybe it's that new habit you're trying to build. Remind yourself of that habit. Why do you wish to build this habit, this new, better habit? How will it benefit you, others? Sometimes it's as simple as just trying to remind yourself of this habit. And pretty soon, this repetition of reminding yourself will help make it a reality. We'll do one more round wherever you are. We'll all end with our arms out in front of us. Great. Now you can release the strap off to the side. We'll stand at the top of the mat, feet hips width distance apart, arms along the sides, palms face forward. Now we're going to start in with our one breath per movement, the vinyasa-like flow. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, dive forward, head and neck release, hinging at the hips. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank pose. And press yourself forward with the toes to lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, straighten the arms, untuck the toes, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Since this is the first one, we will take a few minutes to just kind of pedal out the feet, shake the head yes and no, or find any other movements that suit you in this downward facing dog. If you feel like the ankles are tight, maybe you lift one leg and circle out the ankle. If the wrists are tense, maybe come into plank, then to down dog again, popping back and forth. Just do what feels right now in this position. Take one more breath in and out. Bend the legs, step, walk, or hop forward to meet the hands. Fingertips to the floor or shins. Inhale, half lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold, releasing head and neck. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms sweep up. Exhale, stand Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach out in front of you. Ooh, there we go. And then up. Exhale, dive forward, head and neck release. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, plank pose. Press yourself forward with the toes to lower halfway down. Inhale, straighten the arms, untuck the toes, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, either lower back knee or keep it lifted. We'll all inhale, rise up to a lunge pose, either high lunge or low lunge. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back to your plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, open the heart, untuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Back knee either lowers or stays lifted. Inhale, we'll rise up to our version of lunge. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step back to plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, open the heart, untuck the toes, gaze forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the legs. Step right foot forward, then left. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, head and neck release. Inhale, rise all the way up, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, stand Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, chair pose, seat goes down, arms go up, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, untuck the toes, open the heart, lifting the gaze. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down. Inhale, rise for warrior one, heel to heel alignment. We'll stay here, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back, plank pose, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, open the heart, untuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, spin back heel down. Inhale, rise up to your warrior one. Exhale here. Inhale, you're good. Exhale, we'll come back to plank. Step back, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll stay here for a few breaths. This will be our active resting pose. So when we move quickly later on, if you need to take a break, this is where you want to be. One more round of breath in and out. Bend the legs, step, walk, or hop forward to meet the hands. Fingertips come to the floor or shins. Inhale, lengthen the spine, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow the heart, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose, seat goes down, arms go up, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten the legs, stand, Tadasana. Inhale, seat goes down, arms go up. Exhale, straighten the legs, dive forward. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, plank pose, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, open the heart, gaze lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. Now, some of you, if you're ready to come into warrior one, do so. I'm going to show an alternative to warrior one, though, if you're not able to do that today. If you're not able to do warrior one today, we're going to lower the back knee, and we're going to turn the back toes out until they point towards the opposite of the mat. We're going to come into a version of warrior two instead. This is what you'll do if you can't come into warrior one. If you can come into warrior one, you'll spin the back heel down and rise up, reaching the arms up. And this is where you're going to square the hips, pulling front hip back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands interlace behind the back. Inhale, pull the hands down, look up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward to the inside of the right leg, letting the head and neck release. So now you should be looking underneath the right thigh and right glute. Inhale. Exhale. Bend into the front leg still. Inhale, rise back up, releasing the arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back, plank pose, lower halfway or all the way down. Inhale, straighten the arms, untuck the toes, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, spin back, heel down if you can. Inhale, rise up to your warrior one. If that's not happening, you can always come into your alternative of warrior two with back knee down, toes pointing out, such as this. Inhale, reach the arms up one more time. And exhale, hands behind the back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward to the inside, front leg. Inhale. Exhale, bend into the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, hands come away from the back. Inhale, rise back up, reach the arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step back, plank pose. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, open the heart, untucking the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more in and out. Bend the legs, step, walk, or hop forward to meet the hands. Fingertips to the floor or shins. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, head and neck release. Inhale, chair pose, seat goes down, arms go up, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. Now we're going to grab our blocks. I had to figure out where mine were. We're going to grab our blocks, and we're just going to get our setup ready in case we need it. Some of you guys might not even need this setup, but it's good to have it. So we're going to start with the blocks over on the right side, one on the lowest setting, and the other on the highest setting. This is going to be your support for Warrior 3 if you feel uncomfortable doing Warrior 3 without the blocks. So before we even get to Warrior 3, we'll just keep our feet hips-width distance apart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Head and neck release. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step the left foot back, turning the toes out on a 45-degree angle, and start to scooch the right foot forward until the toes are in line with the front block. Now on an inhale, we'll rise up to our Warrior 1 again. Bending into the front leg, pulling front hip back, fingertips reaching up. If you want to incorporate a little back bend, you can even press the palms together and look up to the hands. Keep bending into the front leg if you're doing this though. Inhale. Exhale. Here's where it gets fun. We're going to shoot into Warrior 3. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand goes down to the block. Toes reach back. Flex the toes. Reach back through the heel. Now, some of you might be able to just do this Warrior 3 with both arms reaching forward or back. That's fine. Otherwise, keep your right hand on the block for now. If your left arm's here, you can just let it dangle. Inhale. Now, exhale. We're going to turn the toes to open the hips. Yeah, top arm reaches up. Maybe your hand is on the block, or maybe it's easier for you to just bring the fingertips to the floor. You choose. Stay one more breath in. Keep pressing through the top heel. And exhale, turn the toes to point down to square the hips. And softly bend the front leg to lower back into your Warrior 1. Inhale, reaching the arms. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Hop back foot in a little. You want both legs to be comfortably straight here. Back toes are at a 45-degree angle. Front hip pulls back. So you should have the front of the hips in line with the front of your mat. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands go behind the back. Interlace them. Inhale, pull the hands down, look up. Exhale, fold forward over the front leg as far as comfortable. If that's not happening, you can release the hands and place the fingertips on the floor, or you can even grab those blocks, placing them underneath the hands. You want both legs to be comfortably straight, so use props if needed. Inhale. Exhale, pull front hip back a little more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise back up, releasing the arms, reaching them up. Exhale, hop back foot forward. Good. All right, we'll switch the blocks over to the other side now, so we're ready for the other side. Again, you might not need them, but we'll place the blocks on the left now. So standing at the front of the mat, we'll come back into our sun salutation first. On an inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, dive forward, releasing the head and neck. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold one more time. Now step the right foot back, toes at a 45-degree angle, and start to scooch the front foot forward until you make contact with the block. Toes make contact with the block. Inhale, we'll rise up to Warrior 1 first. Arms reach up. If you're finding that back bend, palms press, gaze lifts up to the hands, bend into the front leg. Wherever you are, keep shooting energy out that back leg, that back heel. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, we're going to shoot into warrior three. So hand can come to the block as you kick that right leg back. Toes point down for now to keep the hips square. Maybe this right arm dangles if you have your hand on the block. If you are able to come in warrior three, you can reach the fingertips back or forward. Inhale. Exhale. Notice if any obstacles are arising. Like maybe this pose is challenging. My legs are hurting. Oh my gosh. Well, focus on the breath. Concentration on a single subject or the use of one technique is the best way to prevent obstacles and their accompaniments. Lower the back foot down at a 45-degree angle. Warrior one more time. We'll straighten the front leg. Hop back foot in. Oh wait, we forgot to do our Ardha Chandrasana. Never mind, fold forward again. And onto the block. We forgot our Ardha Chandrasana. We can't forget that. So toes are pointing down first. Left hand on the block or fingertips on the floor. Turn the toes out to open the hips. There we go. I was forgetting something. Inhale. Exhale. Keep lifting the top leg up. I know it wants to go down. Inhale. Exhale. Woo. One more inhale. Now exhale. Turn the toes down. Lower the foot back down. Now stand upright. Make sure you hop back foot in a little to square the hips. Make sure both legs are comfortably straight. Arms reach up. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind the back. Inhale, hands reach down, gaze lifts. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward. Pyramid pose. Again, if this doesn't work out, it's too much sensation, you can release the fingertips to the floor or blocks. Try to root down the front big toe and keep actively pulling that front hip back. Yep, very good. One more breath in and out. Next inhale, bend the front leg to rise back up, reaching the arms up. And exhale, hop back foot forward. Okay. We're not done yet. We have more stuff we're going to do. All right, so you can set your blocks to the side now. Those we are done with. And we're all going to make our way down onto our belly. So you can make your way into a plank pose and then lower down to the belly. Now, if you feel like your pelvis and hips are kind of grinding the floor already, then you can push yourself up to hands and knees and grab a blanket for underneath. You may need the padding or you may not. Now we're going to come into a little back bend. We'll bend the legs and reach for the tops of the feet. If you can't reach for the tops of the feet, just keep kicking the toes back and reaching the fingertips back for this one. Otherwise, if you do have the feet, kick the feet into the hands. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the heart. If you're just reaching the arms back, keep lifting the heart and lifting the gaze, chin away from the chest. Find a steady rhythm with the breath. One more breath in. And exhale, gently release, resting a cheek down or the forehead down. Let go of the feet, letting them extend long. And now imagine you're wagging your tail, like you're shaking the hips side to side, releasing the low back. Bend the legs again, reaching for the tops of the feet, or just reaching the legs and arms back. Inhale, rise up. If you have the feet in the hands, kick the feet into the hands. Wherever you are, keep the chin away from the chest. Keep that steady breath. Now's a great time to remind yourself of your intention. What's that goal? What's that new habit you're going to create? See it clearly. Let it be your fuel. One more inhale. And exhale, gently release. Letting go of the feet. A cheek or forehead goes down. Opposite cheek down this time if you rested a cheek last time. Now give your hips a little shake, side to side like you're wagging your tail. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog, pedal the feet out. Inhale. Exhale, bend the legs. Now we're all going to try to hop forward. If it's not happening, just walk. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, release head and neck. Inhale, rise back up, reach the arms up. Exhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. We're going to do one more pose before we get to our peak pose, and then we'll find some relaxation poses. So now we're going to do tree pose with Gomukasana Arms, or Gomukasana Arm, just one arm actually. So Gomukasana Arms was that thing we did earlier where we reached for the strap or our fingertips like this. But since we're going to be in a tree pose, we're just going to keep the top arm like this and just place our other hand on the elbow, kind of like that same stretch you would see in gym class a lot in high school. So that's how we're going to start. We're going to start with right hand behind the back. Palm can just kind of face your shoulders. And we'll bring the left hand onto the elbow. You can push the hand down if you want, but right now the goal is just to feel the arms open and the chest to open. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Now we're going to try and come into that tree pose. So we're going to place all the weight into the left foot, bend the right knee, turn it out to the side, and place the sole of the foot on maybe just the ankle. Maybe you can place it onto the calf. Avoid the knee if you need to. You can even help it up to the thigh if you want to try that. You're just going to have to return to your Gomukasana Arms if you bring it up to the thigh. Once again, you may notice that the chin wants to come towards the chest. Try to keep it open. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the hips push forward slightly. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, release the arms and leg. Good. All right, other side. So now all the weight goes into the right foot, and we'll bring the left arm up behind the back. Right hand on the elbow. Now we'll turn the left knee out to the left and place the foot on either the ankle, shin, or if you need to, you can help it to the upper thigh and return back to your Gomukasana arm. Try to keep the chin away from the chest if possible. I know it's easy to want to go like this. Try to look up a little bit, making space. Inhale. Exhale, glutes turn towards each other to push the hips forward a little. Push the foot and the thigh into each other at the same time. Woo. Inhale. Exhale. One more. In. And exhale, release. Now we'll just shake the arms out again, do our little crossed arms. Okay, we're going to do our final peak pose. This is going to be the most challenging one, and this is dancer pose. And we can use it with the strap. Now, if you have rotator cuff problems, the muscles that you would be using and the joints that you'd be using for this one would require you to keep doing what we were doing with that Gomukasana arm, that action of rotating up and back. But there's another version of this pose that doesn't do that with the rotator cuff as much, and that would be reaching like this for the back of the foot. But you're not opening the shoulders and the chest as much by doing it this way. But if you do it with the strap, it's actually really good because it helps kind of pull the foot up, but also bring your upper arm in line with the ear and open the chest. It's really great for the pectorals, the deltoids, all that good stuff. So we're going to first start with creating a loop on our strap. This loop is going to go around the foot. If you need help with balance today too, you may want to find a wall nearby to place your hand on, because this one does take a lot of balancing strength, and if you have a toe issue, maybe. All right, so we're going to create a somewhat smaller loop. You want it to go around the foot, but you don't want it to go past the heel and ankle. So if that's happening, you're going to have to make it a little smaller. You don't want to cut off the circulation in your foot or anything, though. So just use your better judgment. There we go. So we're starting with the right side first. Now, if you're at the wall, you're going to want to place your left hand up against the wall first to start. All right, so we'll place the strap into the right hand once you have your loop. There you go. Okay. Yep, we're going to place it in our right hand first, and the strap should be about right in that little inner arch of the foot. So now we'll bend the leg in and slide the hand down the strap a little bit closer to the foot. Don't get it too close to the foot, but you can give yourself slack in the strap when we move here in a minute. So now what we want to do is we want to bend the leg behind us and allow the strap to kind of turn onto the top of the foot. And it's almost like we have a backpack on our shoulder. So we're placing the strap on the shoulder now first to start. Yeah, like that. Now we're going to try to kick the foot into the strap and bring this top elbow up towards the ear. And try to bring it close to the ear if you can. Yeah. Very good. Now kick the foot into the strap even more. If you need to have a micro bend in the standing leg, that's okay. Otherwise, straighten it. Now we're just going to start to hinge forward. As you keep kicking, hinge forward. You can reach this front arm forward if that feels good, or you can even grab a hold of the strap too if you want to try grabbing a hold of the strap with both hands. But if you see your upper arms and your peripherals, kick the foot into the strap more until you don't see them anymore. So if that's not happening with your shoulders, maybe try just releasing the strap altogether and just grabbing a hold of the foot like so. You may fall out of the pose, it's okay. It's not life or death. Just give yourself a little giggle, it's okay. You can come back into it when you're ready. Next inhale, woo, we'll gently rise back up and release the foot. Shake out the feet. Told you it was the peak pose, the hard pose. Can you believe some people can actually reach their foot like this? I can't do it. Right? Yeah. All right, we're going to start with the other side now. If you have your hand onto the wall, it'll be the right hand on the wall this time. And if you're trying it with me with the strap on the foot, you can place it on the foot now. Left hand on the strap first, and the leg just bends in towards the chest so you can slide the hand closer towards the foot. Then we'll bend the leg, allowing the strap to come to the top of the foot. And then we'll just kind of bring our upper arm next to our upper ear like we're holding onto a backpack or something. Kick the foot into the strap. Maybe you have to grab a hold of the strap with both hands, or maybe you can extend this front arm forward, palm face down. Keep kicking the foot into the strap, hinging forward, and try to bring the upper arm in line with the ear. So if you see the upper arm in your peripherals, kick it back even more. Inhale. Exhale. Ooh, remember your goal, those new habits you're creating. One more inhale. Exhale, gently rise up, release the foot, release the arms, shake it out if needed. We're going to do that one final time on each side, and then we're done with our active poses. We'll find some resting poses. So strap on the right foot again. Or if you can grab a hold of the foot and do that whole thing, you can do that. We'll place the strap in the right hand first, and we'll bend the leg, bringing the knee in towards the chest. The hand slides down the strap, and then we go ahead and allow the strap to come onto the top of the foot, bringing the upper arm in line with the ear. We'll start to kick the foot into the strap. Should feel the arm go back. Now maybe we can hinge forward. Maybe we can even reach the front arm forward now. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, woo! Exhale, release. Oh, last one, and then we're done. Okay, strap on the left foot. Go out with a bang, you got this. Right hand at the wall if you're using it. Place the strap in the left hand. All the weight goes into the right foot. Left knee comes up. Slide the hand down the strap closer to the foot. Then bend the leg, rotating the arm up next to the upper ear. Now, kick the foot into the strap. Hinge at the hips. Maybe reach this front arm forward, palm face down for balance. Or maybe you can grab a hold of the strap with that arm as well. Inhale. Whew. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Whew, finally. Yay. You made it. Now you can make your way back to your mat. Set your strap to the side. Very good. Now we'll all come down onto our backs. We're going to use the blankets for one pose to start. We're going to place both folded blankets stacked on top of each other in the center of the mat. And you want this folded crease side to be facing the back of the mat today instead of the front. So kind of like Mary's right there is perfect. So this is going to be an alternative version of Viparita Krani, which is usually legs up the wall. But for now, we're just going to use it with the blankets. So we're going to sit our bum up on top of these blankets first. And you want to kind of sit near the back edge of the blankets. Then we'll kind of lower down onto the back. Now you want the blankets to be underneath what's called the sacrum. So that's kind of where the tailbone is. Right above that, maybe like 2 fingers or so above the butt crack. That's kind of where you want your blankets to be. Once you have that, then we're going to extend the legs up. If you feel like you're slipping backwards, then you may have to just kind of scoot your bum forward on the blankets a little. But then extend the legs up and let them just kind of hang out. They shouldn't be trying. So if your legs are bent, that's okay. No need to force the legs straight or anything. Arms can be along the sides. Palms can be face up or down. A gesture of palms face up is a gesture of receiving. And palms face down is grounding. Helps you feel more grounded. So if this fog makes you feel a little flowy minded, then maybe place the palms face down. Let the toes relax, feet relax. And just allow them to feel comfortable, suspended. Allow the eyes to close if they're not already. Muscles of the face soften. And notice if there's any trying happening right now with holding the legs up. If so, see where you can soften a little more. See if you could try a little less. Take one more round of breath in and out. And now bend the legs, lowering the feet down. And now we can move this blanket out from underneath. So you can press yourself back up to a seat for a moment, slide the blankets off to the side, and then make your way down onto your back once more for your final Shavasana, your final resting pose. Legs are extended long, arms along the sides. Should be well deserved after all that. Make sure you have plenty of space too. So if anything's obstructing your space, you can just slide it off to the side. Take up as much room as you want. You're welcome. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Bring small movements back to the fingers and toes. I have lit 2 candles nearby. So mindfully make your way up to a seat, being mindful of props and these 2 candles. We're going to do one final meditation exercise before leaving today using these candles. So in the back row, I put one near Darlene and Kimberly. So if the back row wants to just kind of turn to look towards that candle, and then I also have another one up front for the front row to look at, you want to see the flame clearly. So if you need to move at all to see the flame clearly, do so. And if you have to be anywhere by exactly 10, you may want to go ahead and leave now. So we're all going to just focus on looking at this flame. So sit comfortably however that looks. Just keep the eyes softly open as you look at the flame. So this practice is called tritaka, or tradak, which means to gaze or to stare. And so it's almost similar to that feeling you get when you're pretty tired and you find that you just stare at something, but your mind is wandering, but your eyes won't close. That's kind of what this is pretty soon all you can focus on are the colors of the flame, the size of the flame, its brightness. Try to keep the eyes open. If you need to blink sometimes, that's okay, because the eyes may get tired. Just allow yourself to be mesmerized by it. No need to look at anything else. It's so beautiful. So beautiful how just one flame can light up the darkness. When the sum total of the mind is being bound by one thing or in one place, it is Dharana, or in other words, in Dharana, you're training the mind. It is the beginning of a meditation. Concentration is the beginning of meditation. Meditation is the culmination of concentration. They are more or less inseparable. Tradak is actually gazing at something, sometimes without even blinking. Don't strain the eyes as you look at this flame. Just look at this object as best you can. You'll be able to look longer if you put your mind on the idea behind the object, like fire. Amazing how we were able to create fire from sticks and sparks. How beautiful is this flame? What a great gift to have this flame, to have fire. When you get involved in those things, the gaze can even be forgotten. So don't just try to gaze for the purpose of gazing. Your eyes will get too tired too quickly if you do that. Now allow the eyes to close. You may even still see this flame in your mind. The practice of concentration on a single subject or the use of one technique is the best way to prevent obstacles and their accompaniments. The light within me sees and bows to the light within all of you. Namaste. Thanks for coming today.